A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a bold televised address, Hezbollah's Deputy Secretary General Naim Qassem has emphatically stated that calls for the disarmament of the Lebanese militant group serve only the interests of Israel. This assertion comes amidst increasing pressure from the United States on the Lebanese government to take definitive steps towards disarming Hezbollah, a move that Qassem vehemently opposes. Those who call for submitting arms practically demand submitting them to Israel. "We will not submit to Israel," Qassem declared during a speech commemorating the first anniversary of the assassination of Hezbollah commander Fuad Shukr by Israeli forces. The context of Qassem's remarks is critical, as Hezbollah has faced significant challenges since its last conflict with Israel, which resulted in the loss of many of its leaders and thousands of fighters, alongside the displacement of tens of thousands of its supporters from their homes. Sources indicate that the U.S. is urging Lebanon to formalize a cabinet decision that commits to disarming Hezbollah as a prerequisite for resuming negotiations aimed at halting Israeli military operations in the region. Despite a ceasefire established in November of last year, Israeli military actions have persisted, leading to ongoing tensions. Under the terms of the ceasefire, Hezbollah was expected to pull its fighters back north of the Litani River, approximately 30 kilometers from the Israeli border, allowing only the Lebanese army and UN peacekeepers to remain armed in the southern region. While Hezbollah has publicly rejected the idea of fully disarming, there have been indications that the group is considering scaling back its arsenal. Qassem argued that calls for disarmament, whether from local, global, or Arab voices, ultimately support Israel's agenda. He accused U.S. Special Envoy Tom Barak of advocating for disarmament not for Lebanon's security, but to appease Israeli concerns. "Israel will not be able to defeat us, and it will not be able to take Lebanon hostage," he asserted. In July, Barak met with Lebanese officials to discuss a proposal that would see Hezbollah disarmed within a 4-month period in exchange for the withdrawal of Israeli troops from several occupied posts in southern Lebanon and a cessation of airstrikes that have resulted in numerous casualties among Lebanese citizens. Hezbollah has faced mounting domestic and international pressure to relinquish its weapons in recent months. In his speech, Qassem clarified that the ceasefire agreement pertains specifically to areas south of the Litani River. He stated that if disarmament is linked to the ceasefire, he would emphasize that the issue of weapons is a matter of internal Lebanese concern, unrelated to Israel. He highlighted that Israel has failed to withdraw its forces from 5 strategic locations in Lebanon, despite the ceasefire agreement stipulating such a withdrawal. The imminent danger is the Israeli aggression. This aggression must stop, Qassem stressed, calling for political discourse in Lebanon to focus on halting Israeli attacks rather than disarming Hezbollah. A Lebanese official, who chose to remain anonymous, confirmed that the Lebanese government is currently under intense international and regional pressure to formally commit to disarming Hezbollah in an upcoming cabinet meeting. Lebanon's stance, which demands that Israel fully withdraw before any disarmament discussions can take place, has been met with resistance from the U.S., as reported by a source familiar with the situation. Prime Minister Nawaf Salam has called for a cabinet meeting next week to address the extension of state sovereignty across all Lebanese territories, emphasizing that this should be achieved exclusively through Lebanese forces. The agenda will also include discussions on arrangements for the ceasefire, incorporating elements from Ambassador Barak's proposal. Hezbollah maintains that Israel must cease its military strikes and withdraw from the remaining positions it occupies in southern Lebanon before any dialogue regarding its weapons can commence. President Joseph Aoun has reiterated calls for Hezbollah to disarm, a demand the group has consistently rejected, particularly in light of ongoing Israeli aggression. The Israeli military has conducted a series of airstrikes across Lebanon, marking a significant escalation in hostilities and blatant violations of the ceasefire established last November. Reports indicate multiple air raids targeting regions in the Bekaa Valley and Baalbek, as well as southern Lebanon, resulting in destruction and casualties. Israeli Defense Minister Katz has confirmed the military's renewed offensive, labeling it a violent attack aimed at Hezbollah's missile production capabilities. Katz's comments underscore Israel's determination to counter any perceived threats from Hezbollah, stating, Every attempt by the terrorist organization to recover, reposition, or threaten will be met with relentless force. As tensions continue to rise, the Lebanese president has reiterated the importance of extending state authority over all territories and removing weapons from all armed groups, including Hezbollah. He emphasized the need for a unified effort to restore confidence in the Lebanese state's ability to maintain security and sovereignty. The ongoing conflict between Israel and Hezbollah, which reignited on October 8, 2023, following Hezbollah's solidarity strikes with Hamas in Gaza, has created a complex and volatile situation. Despite the ceasefire, Israel's airstrikes have persisted, leading to calls for Hezbollah's disarmament as a condition for peace. The proposed plan from Lebanon includes an immediate cessation of Israeli hostilities, a full withdrawal of Israeli forces from southern Lebanon, and the release of Lebanese prisoners held in Israel. Additionally, Lebanon is seeking international support to bolster its military capabilities and fund reconstruction efforts in areas devastated by the recent conflict. The path forward remains fraught with challenges as both sides grapple with deeply entrenched positions and the ongoing threat of violence. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.